So I wanted to briefly tell you that how I'm going to approach science and technology in those 10 lectures. That you expect about 10 to 14 questions in prelims examination. And 10 to 14 questions mean that on an average you are essentially expecting about 24 marks. So let me tell you that what all I am going to do in this course. As I mentioned, that we aim to do this into 10 lectures. Every lecture, after every lecture, I myself am going to prepare about 15 to 20 questions. So you will have 10 test papers prepared by me. I should also mention that for each and every topic I am going to give you handouts. In the starting I mentioned that science and technology, one of the biggest challenges that people do not know which topics to study. Right? There is no fixed syllabus. People do not know when to start, when to end. So we are going to integrate in our lectures both static part and current affairs. Okay. The first topic I am going to discuss here is energy. With help of these 10 lectures, you can get hopefully 20 marks in prelims examination. Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and I am here to talk about a recent course Vision IS is going to launch, which is SpeedUp course for prelims examination. We are going to launch 2 modules. One of that module comprises of 10 lectures of environment and 10 lectures of science and technology. And the other module includes art and culture, ancient and medieval history. The reason we have chosen these 2 modules because we felt that many students often feel a gap in particularly these 2 topics. Okay, they feel that they have not done enough and they would like this very quick revision rigorously so that they are capable of solving questions of these topics. So I am going to take science and tech section in 10 classes, right? One class will be about 2.5 hours. So I wanted to briefly tell you that how I am going to approach science and technology in those 10 lectures. Before I do that, I feel like that because I have been an aspirant, I feel like that many aspirants face this challenge of science and tech because there is no fixed syllabus. Challenge here is that there is no fixed syllabus. Many students do not know where to start, where to end, right? And that makes this topic very confusing. I am here to tell you that this is one of the easiest topic for prelims or mains examination, irrespective of your educational background. This is also very important. That your educational background, have you done your science education after class 10th or 12th, doesn't matter. Irrespective of that, all of you have the capability to answer most of the questions of science and technology, if not all of them. Okay. So why this is important? Why this 10 lectures, rigorous 10 lectures? I expect all of you for 10 days work hard with me and become capable of solving questions of science and technology. So why should you do that? Because think about the relevance of the topic. That you expect about 10 to 14 questions in prelims examination. And 10 to 14 questions mean that on an average you are essentially expecting about 24 marks. So 24 marks is a huge contribution of this particular topic. And this is one of those topics that if, let's say, UPSC is asking 12 questions, you can attempt almost all of them, definitely 9 or 10 of them, and you can make a very high accuracy also. You can have a very high accuracy also. Maybe 80 to 90% of accuracy can be maintained. So all of you, irrespective of if you are doing it for the first time, if this is your first attempt, or if you are repeating your attempt and you just want to brush up something which you have studied. You want to again revise science and technology in a structured manner. Or even if you are doing it for the first time and you are confused about how to approach science and technology as a subject, I think this course is going to be very helpful. So let me tell you that what all I'm going to do in this course. As I mentioned, that we aim to do this into 10 lectures. Every lecture, after every lecture, I myself am going to prepare about 15 to 20 questions. So you will have 10 test papers prepared by me for all of you. One test will be about 15 to 20 questions. I am going to conduct a test in the class itself after every lecture. Maybe whatever I teach today, I'm going to conduct a test for those topics tomorrow. But there will be 10 tests prepared by me. We will have a short discussion about those 15 to 20 questions where I'm going to tell you that how you could have arrived at the right answer. Okay, what are the important parameters, how to identify traps, how to arrive at the right answer. We are going to focus upon that. Apart from this, we are also going to discuss previous year questions. So 10 tests prepared by me. Apart from that, we will have previous year questions of last 13 to 14 years. Topic wise, we are going to do that. Apart from that, we will have about 10 to 12 questions prepared by our team. And then you are going to have 2 test papers of 15 questions each. So on an average, you can see you have about 400 MCQs. So apart from these 10 lectures and revising science and technology, you also will be doing about 400 MCQs. And I think that this can help you a lot in your preparation. This can be a game changer in your preparation. In this course, before I tell you the structure of the course, all the topics I'm going to cover and how I plan to cover those topics, I should also mention that for each and every topic, I'm going to give you handouts, which again I have prepared. Prepared by me. So each and every topic, you'll have few handouts for quick revision before prelims examination. Okay? How I'm going to approach this topic? So in the starting, I mentioned that science and technology, one of the biggest challenges that people do not know which topics to study, right? There is no fixed syllabus. People do not know when to start, when to end. So we are going to integrate in our lectures both static part and current affairs. Okay, all of you already will have access to PT 365 science and technology, so you can watch current affairs there also. But any important current affairs, I'm not going to skip here just because you have that PT 365 option available. So we are going to integrate the static part and the current affairs part. How I plan to do that? Before I talk about any technology, I'm going to first tell you about the scientific understanding behind that technology. Every technology is nothing but a result of scientific understanding. So we will focus upon building that understanding, and then we will talk about the technology and its application or its challenges and issues. Okay. So what I have done, looking at the last 15-year questions and with more emphasis on last 5-year questions, I have found certain patterns that what are the themes UPSC is focusing upon, and based on those patterns, I have prepared this particular module. So let me tell you all the topics I'm going to discuss. The first topic I am going to discuss here is energy. A brief about the topic itself. For us as a nation, for India as a nation, working towards energy security is one of the most important aspirational goals. Right? We are not very blessed with some natural resources like natural gas or petroleum products. So we rely a lot upon import. And in any case, these are examples of fossil fuel which are polluting and they emit a lot of carbon dioxide. So we have to think about alternative energy sources. So even within energy, our focus essentially, in fact, let me write it that we are going to talk about alternative energy. And within that alternative energy, if I have to talk about the non-renewable energy source, then that will be nuclear. And if I have to talk about renewable energy sources, and that is solar or wind or green hydrogen or ocean-based energy, hydropower, geothermal, biofuels, all of this. So we'll talk about all of these energy sources. How do we use them? What type of challenges are there in utilization of these energy resources? How to overcome those challenges? One of the challenges, particularly there is a lot of emphasis on solar or wind or green hydrogen. There is a lot of emphasis on this particular energy resources. So one of the challenge with these energy resources is how to store this energy when you do not have sunlight. So for example, where to store that energy if you do not have sunlight? So I have lot of sunlight during day, but there is no sunlight during night. And if I want to utilize energy during night, how do I do that? So for that, we will discuss about energy storage. Essentially battery technology, that what type of advancements are happening in battery technology. So energy storage, different type of batteries. This will be our first topic. We'll invest a lot of time in understanding about energy. We'll focus upon basic laws of physics governing energy, and then we will talk about different energy resources. The second topic which I am going to discuss, that will include space technology. Here, we are going to talk about many things. We are going to talk about different type of satellites and their applications. In what type of orbit we place the satellites. So we are going to talk about orbits around Earth, and turns out the different satellites require different type of orbits. We are going to talk about launch vehicles of ISRO, rockets of ISRO. We will talk about ISRO missions. Apart from satellite program, what else is ISRO doing or has done or is planning to do? So missions like Gaganyaan mission or Shukrayaan mission, which ISRO is planning to do. Some recent missions like Aditya mission or Shukrayaan mission, we are going to discuss that here. And we will also talk about a very serious problem associated with space technology, which is the problem of space debris. So this is our second topic. We'll talk about space technology. Third topic we will discuss will be biotechnology and health. Again, we will first do basic science. We'll understand about biological processes, biological molecules and their roles. So we will start with understanding about biological molecules and their role. We will talk about biological processes. And then we will talk about different domains of biotechnology, because biotechnology is a very wide word. In biotechnology, lot of things. So for example, the entire genetic engineering, which in itself is a big word that includes gene editing or gene therapy. And even within gene editing, there are many technologies which one should know about. Similarly, we will talk about stem cell research, right? We will talk about genome sequencing. We'll talk about some recent advancements in biotechnology which have been in news a lot, like CAR T therapy. And then when I talk about health, then in health we will talk about our immune system. We will discuss about pathogens like bacteria and viruses and protozoas and different type of worms and how they are different from each other. How should we think about uh, tackling a bacterial disease versus tackling a viral disease? All of that we will discuss here in our health as a topic. We will talk about vaccines here. And we will also discuss some of the emerging technologies. For example, there is a very famous technology called organ on a chip technology. Right. So this is not an exhaustive list at all. I'm simply telling you uh, which are the main themes we are going to touch upon, and within those main themes, which are the important sub themes. Okay. So this will be our third topic. The fourth topic, that will include advancements in communication technology, and computing. So the entire ICT, information and communication technology, will come here. This is a juxtaposition of many topics. It is not one topic but multiple topics together. For example, we will discuss about AI, or we will discuss about quantum computing, or we will discuss about blockchains, or we will discuss about supercomputers. Similarly, in communication, we are going to talk about 5G, or we are going to talk about RFID, or we will talk about Bluetooth mesh network, which was in news recently, right? Or we will talk about Li-Fi. So advancements in communication technology in recent few years, we are going to focus upon that. And it goes without saying that before each and every topic, we will first do the basic science part. We always will do first basic science, and then we will integrate that with technology, which are in news a lot. So basic science, technology plus current affairs, all of that will be integrated together. So this is my fourth topic. My fifth topic, that is going to be defense technology. Many questions on defense you can see in recent years, and understanding of different type of weapon systems. For example, understanding of different type of missiles or different type of ships and submarines, or different type of planes, and most importantly, how technology is changing the nature of warfare. For example, how DEWs function, directed energy weapons, or let's say how drones work and what are the advantages of drones, right? or what do we mean by weaponization of space. So all of those things we are going to discuss here in defense technology. Then there is another topic which I feel that people do not read properly. And every year UPSC asks a question from this topic, and that is material science. Material science and nanotechnology. Look at some of the patterns, some of the previous year questions. Look at that pattern. Last year there was a question on rare earth minerals. Before that there was a question on hydrogel. Before that there was a question on carbon fiber. So almost every year you will find that UPSC does ask this question on exotic materials, and you do not have a good compilation or a good lecture available for this topic from the perspective of UPSC examination. So I aim to do that in our speed up course, where we will talk about exotic materials, their amazing properties, and what type of applications we can derive from them. Okay? Then apart from all the technology we have discussed, so we have, apart from all the technology which we have discussed, we are also going to do the science part, not the basic science which I have, in any case I'm going to do. Think about the frontier of science right now. Think about the most advanced research activity which is happening across the world. What are the questions scientists are trying to answer? What are those establishments where the most amazing experiments are happening, and what are the goals of those experiments? For example, we will learn about, so essentially what we are going to talk about, advancements in scientific research. Advancements in scientific research. And we will talk about, for example, let's say there is focus on Government of India is building LIGO India. We will talk about what is that all about? What is this LIGO India? Or there is a very famous experimental facility called Large Hadron Collider. We will try to understand what they are trying to do. There are many neutrino observatories all across the world. We will focus upon what are those observatories trying to do. Then a lot of advancements in astronomy and cosmology has occurred. Our understanding about universe, that is evolving. We will learn about that here. And last but not the least, in the end, we will talk about Government of India initiatives. Government of India initiatives in science and technology. We will do that throughout our discussion in AI or communication, what is being done by Government of India. But whatever we have not done earlier, we are going to do that in the end. So this is how I plan to approach this topic in 10 lectures. It's going to be a very rigorous 10 days classes where I expect 100% participation from you, because I'm going to give my 100%. So I expect the same from you. We will have 10 test paper prepared by me, and apart from that, many other questions. As I said earlier, maybe about 400 MCQs you get to solve. So the plan here is that with help of these 10 lectures, you can get hopefully 20 marks in prelims examination. Okay. So I'm so excited to see all of you in the classroom. All the best, guys.